A couple of minutes early, but I wanted to pop in because there's a particularly nasty cell that we're watching on our first warning live Doppler radar, and I wanted to get right out to it. Take a look. This is a shot. You can hear the thunder. Just to let you know, a couple things. I'm outside. I'm safely under my lanai, okay? Safely inside, not anywhere near the thunderstorm itself. But I did want to pop on because that is a particularly nasty cell. This is a shot from our first warning live Doppler radar tower, revealing that thunderstorm complex. That said, let's get right over to our live first warning Doppler radar, and let's just kind of look around and see what's doing here, okay? It's this cell. It's just north of our live radar, and I've been tweeting out imagery. This is a cell that not only is producing some very heavy rain and some frequent lightning, but it's also showing a pretty decent hail core as well. So let's get right to, first off, the velocity product, and I'm going to loop just the last 15 minutes. I want to watch and see how this goes. Yeah, so it looks like it may be collapsing down on itself, which makes sense because I'm starting to feel a bit of a cool breeze here at the house. But nevertheless, nasty cell here. Let's go back to the conventional live radar. And yeah, it's definitely starting to collapse because one thing that we're seeing here is a bit of an outflow boundary, which is what this line right in here is indicating. And frankly, that line is moving right by my house right now. So that's where it is. Let me widen the radar's perspective out, and that way we can kind of get an idea for who's to see this next. Okay, it's breathing. It's putting out an outflow boundary. Yeah. So Oviedo, Winter Springs, if you live in those areas, heads up. Can you hear the wind gusting at my house? I mean, it's that cool breeze. Yeah. That outflow boundary is absolutely coming through. So the storm's starting to collapse, which means that we're talking about some pretty significant winds. It's moving at about 23 miles an hour. So what I want to do is I want to put a storm track on this thing as it's moving at about 23 or so miles an hour. And I'm going to put the kind of forward momentum of this cell, okay? Based on its current motion, Oviedo, Chuluota among places that are looking to see this storm system. Oviedo at 355, for example. Winter Springs as well. So just keep that in mind. I don't know if you can hear that, if that's being picked up or not on the radar, but or on the broadcast, but you can definitely feel the wind gusting here at the house. Hail core, let me just lapse this. It definitely had a bigger hail core, but it's starting to collapse down. So that's the one cell that we're watching. Nasty thunderstorm complex there. Further to the north, over into Volusia County, watching a couple of nice downpours here as well. Let me lapse this live radar, and you kind of see it's starting to come down in intensity. But is it, or is it just rain fade? Yeah, it's rain fade. We switch over to the other radar source. You can see some nastier storms kind of working over toward New Smyrna Beach and the Ponce Inlet area. Kind of getting there in the next couple of minutes' time. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's take a look at our New Smyrna Beach tower cam and see what things are looking like there. Kind of interesting, right? This is a vantage point looking south. If we were to turn this camera to the right just a little bit, I'm sure we would see some of those darker skies moving on in. So give it a little bit of time, but if you live around New Smyrna Beach, take a look at this, the gust front moving through the house right now. Can you see the trees? Yeah. The storm is well away from where I'm located in Winter Park, but that outflow boundary that we were just looking at on the radar, that outflow boundary is moving in. And if you're ever curious what an outflow boundary looks like, this is it. A nice gust of wind, a cool breeze at that, and it's that cool breeze that essentially is coming down from the storm. When the storm was hailing a few minutes ago, there was a good indication of that hail because the storm was getting up high and it was suspending. You see my palm trees behind me? Yeah. Because it was suspending all of that. But now that it started to collapse, what happens is you get kind of a bit of a downburst where the wind comes down, it hits the ground, and then starts spreading out. So that's what you got here. It's not raining. The nearest lightning strike to my house was about 4 miles away. I'm safely under my lanai. There's plenty of space, just so that you know, I'm not broadcasting here in a dangerous space. But nevertheless, that's a particularly dangerous cell. That's not a nice storm complex there. Longwood area, right up and down 1792. Very, very heavy rainfall. We'll continue to work over to the 417 in the Lake Mary, Sanford area. So if you live in those areas, just a heads up. Mike Wheeler says, had Pete Marble-sized hail in Altamont? Yeah, makes absolute sense. Indeed, my friend. It was quick, Katie says, but very powerful. Lost power for a minute and lost some branches. Thankfully, power is on, though. You know, I didn't even think to look at the power outage. Let's look at the latest data from poweroutage.us. Lots of breeze, lots of breeze. All right, so here's the power outages around Central Florida. Yeah, just several at this point. Poweroutage.us showing less than 200 people in Lake County, but nevertheless, certainly watching some nasty storms around. All right, so that's kind of where we're at right now. Let's talk about the next few hours, right? Everybody wants to know. It's Friday night. We've got plans out and about. Bigger perspective here showing that these storms are fairly isolated in nature, and as they continue to work over toward the coastline, they will gradually start to taper off. So here's Futurecast. Let's just stop this at 4 o'clock. Stop. I tried to say stop. Here's 4 o'clock, and we can kind of see those storms hugging the East Coast, okay? I'll bring it full screen for you. 5 o'clock, continuing to fade off the shoreline. They may get a little more powerful out there, but they're moving away. And then by 6 o'clock, maybe a little bit of rain here or there. But overall, the forecast for tonight is not looking too bad. So here's a look at our next several hours, okay? Warm temperatures gradually drying out, okay? And continuing to kind of fall little bit by little bit from here. Any questions, comments, concerns as far as things go? I'll tell you what. If I lived in East Orange County, Southern Volusia, Northern Brevard, you kind of have an interesting little scenario. Because of that southwest wind, what we end up with is you've got the storm moving at a pretty decent clip, and then you've also got your sea breeze trapped. So what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up getting some pretty decent storms firing up in this area right in here. To me, I would think that that's going to be the corridor to watch for some nasty storms over the next several hours' time. All right? That's definitely the corridor we're watching. Questions, comments, concerns? James is asking, UCF spring game tonight, are we good? Yeah, let the rains move through now and then be done and over with in short order. Tiffany, how are you? Glad to see you. Chris says, small branches down and you're part of Lake Mary. Good. At least it wasn't anything too bad. But let's take a live look and let's just kind of see what the Doppler radar is showing in terms of winds here. And the location of the worst weather. All right, so it's kind of working into the Tuscaloosa Country Club, Castleberry, just north of 436 is where we're watching it, but it's right over the 434 area there. Let's pop over to our wind velocity product. This is off of our live radar. We can tap into other radars, of course, like this is the Orlando International Airport. There's the Melbourne Airport, the Melbourne Weather Service. This is our live radar at WESH. Winds 20, 25, 20 down around Redbug Road, 20 miles an hour. So not severe, but it's definitely a nice, nasty storm. And there's the live radar sweep kind of coming on through. All right, that's where we're at. Just some nasty weather. That sea breeze about to collide with an outflow boundary. I'm here to tell you, my friends, it's going to get a little rocky road before all is said and done, okay? All right, let's talk a little bit about the forecast looking ahead. So we've got the showers and thunder showers this afternoon. All said, it'll end up being about a 60% coverage. Then looking ahead to tomorrow, rain chances are going down and then back up for our Sunday. Sunday is one of those days where we're actually going, God, that breeze feels so nice. Feels so nice. I'm able, this is what's neat is when I'm out on my patio, I get to just watch the storm as it goes by. Sunday is one of those afternoons where we could get into some stronger stormy weather. The Storm Prediction Center has placed us under a level 1 risk of strong to severe storms, meaning out of all the development, may see an isolated stronger cell, okay? Not too bad. Hold on one second. Let me just... So level 1 risk for strong to severe storms. In terms of timing, okay, it looks like it's going to be an afternoon type of an event. Let's take a look at the extended futurecast, and what I want to do is I want to take it through the weekend. We'll go zoomed in. We'll go zoomed in, okay? So here we are this afternoon. We've got the rains kind of clearing out. There's 6 o'clock, little by little clearing out. Overnight tonight, we're fine. Here's a look at your Saturday. All right, morning, clouds around into lunchtime, turning mostly sunny. Maybe a sprinkle or two, but really and truly, tomorrow looks to be beautiful. So our Saturday plans, no problem whatsoever. It's into Sunday that more moisture is going to be moving in. You see how by Sunday morning we're already with more clouds? There's a cold front marching our direction, okay? So Sunday will destabilize the atmosphere. Into the early afternoon, we're starting to bubble up some showers and thunder showers, and particularly around 4:30, 5 o'clock, you can see into Brevard County even, we're watching those stronger storms around. And so because of that, being proactive, knowing the dynamics of the atmosphere, we're calling Sunday a first warning impact day. Now, if the threat of severe weather goes up, we may have to upgrade that, but that's kind of where we're at, okay? So Sunday, be on the lookout for some stronger storms. Your Saturday, though, looking almost perfect. Mostly dry, mostly sunny, nice and hot. All right, that's where we're at. All right. Juan says Sunday could be a good day to have the WESH 2 app handy with first warning Doppler radar. Agreed. Yeah, and our live Doppler radar directly ties into the app. So that's what's kind of neat about it. I worked hard to get that done, and that's definitely the case. So we've got kind of 2 clusters of storms that we're watching at the moment up here around coastal Volusia County. Let's zoom in there. Ponce Inlet, New Smyrna Beach, Port Orange. Nastier storms sliding that direction. And then further down, we've got kind of this Seminole County corridor working over Lake Jesup. I would be willing to bet that as soon as that outflow boundary meets up with the sea breeze, we're going to get additional development. All right. If you follow on Twitter, I would suggest staying dialed in. I'll be posting radars. If not, Twitter is a good method to shoot out more timely updates. So just be following there. Okay. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to go do the parent thing, go get the kids and enjoy a Friday night. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Friday night. I will see you all tomorrow morning on WESH 2 News Sunrise in the meantime. Questions before I go? Questions, comments, concerns, anything? Patty says, was just going to jump in the pool. 0.83 inches of rain. Clearing now in the pool is 89. Hope to jump in. As long as the lightning is gone. Like for me, the lightning is not far enough away. So even though the sun is back out, there's still some stormy weather around, so it's not safe to do that, okay? William says, I need a good night's rest. You're not kidding. I look forward to a good night's rest. Bigly. Yeah. All right, y'all. Bo says, no more grumpiness. I'll try. No promises, but I'll try. Samuel, how does Sunday outlook similar to Saturday? It's not at all similar. Sunday, thunderstorms in the afternoon. Saturday, mostly dry. All right? All right. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I'll see y'all on TV in the morning and Coffee Talk at 8 a.m. and tweets through this afternoon.